The views and opinions expressed by the Orc of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, are of my own and no one else, nor do they reflect Beyond Ringside. So, ladies and gentlemen, due to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The Two-Bit Tournament Show. We are live Beyond Ringside Radio Network and BeyondRingside.com, as well as the Beyond Ringside Radio app. Several ventures coming out. First off, I want to say congratulations to my producer and, of course, the host of Beyond Ringside. Had an amazing announcement this past Sunday. We talked about it last Wednesday. I was let in on it. I'm very proud, so I want to say congratulations. So, Mr. Fast Eddie Layne, I will let you speak about this. Congratulations, but
thank you.
The floor is yours, sir.
Well, it kind of like happened by accident, which is the truth, which if you ever go back, a lot of good things genuinely do happen by accident, and we just decided to screw it and take credit for them. We are now, and it's really kind of a hard way to brace it, but ProWrestlingRadio.net is now a part of the Beyond Ringside family. And first off, to everybody who's been sending all the positive feedback, is like, dude, this is cool. This is great. Thank you. Glad you could get this. You know, with all due respect to everybody who has come on the different shows here on the station and up and down the network, we've had some of the most peculiar luck with people mispronouncing. And I think that's what WWE did when they decided to go and create the show called Beyond the Ring. And I joke about the fact that Paul Ellering and a couple of other different people have over the years called it Beyond the Ring, Beyond the Ringside, all of the above. And it's like, I'm now challenging the world to mispronounce ProWrestlingRadio.net. Now, .com is still active through another company. We have nothing to do with that. But ProWrestlingRadio.net is now Beyond Ringside. So there will be no changes other than the addition of a new venue. I'm also working on incorporating a new player for those who go there on desktop, laptop applications. Or if you have Flash installed on your phone or tablet, you can see the player and it will work. But unfortunately, case point scenario, I'm on iPhone and it doesn't show up unless I install Flash, which I'm not going to do on my iPhone. Most people won't. So I'm working on the development of a new player for ProWrestlingRadio.net to where you can go there as well and be able to play Beyond Ringside branded products, the entire network to be determined, corner to corner, Midnight Black Mass, and be able to play it through there as well as .com. I will not be installing a chat room or a message board on ProWrestlingRadio.net. The chat room will stay at BeyondRingside.com. We monitor that chat room on a daily basis. If when we are off the air, you hear something on the station that you'd like to comment on or ask a question about, please, BeyondRingside.com or catch us on social media. If you ask a question on the Beyond Ringside account, I'll be more than happy to make sure that it gets forwarded to the appropriate person. So if you go to BR and ask a question to Wick or Angie or Clyde, I'll make sure they get it. Guaranteed every time. But yes, I'm like a proud papa all over again. Kind of like when I got the app up and running. And speaking of, I have been in contact with Apple. We are renewing the situation, and we are 6 weeks away from getting the Apple app for the Beyond Ringside Sports Radio. Yay!
Man, look, congratulations. Your hard work, the app was a huge step, and even the possibility of being able to add Apple to it, of course. But this is just like, it's amazing that this come up for sale and you swoop down and grabbed it. Congratulations, sir. That is That is how you expand. It's just like Dylan Cook's charisma. We hope that it expands, but yours did. His did not.
Actually, I've got another one that I'm working on, and I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. It's an old Wheel of Fortune joke. As ever, a lot of people know, and a lot of people don't, about the Beyond Ringside YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Beyond Ringside. We're also on Daily Motion with shorter 1-hour videos. I am exploring the option, and I'm going to look into all avenues and see if it's feasible, about the slideshows being on we're going to try to see if it's feasible to develop a Beyond Ringside Roku channel. So I'm actually in conversation with a developer now, and we're going to see if things are feasible, if it's going to be a major headache, a major crisis to add and delete content, and if it's something that we can do on a reasonably good basis, then yes, we will work on getting a Beyond Ringside Roku channel up and active for the slideshow replays.
That is beyond awesome, I guess. See, you took an idea. You took something, and we've told about the origins of Beyond Ringside several times, so we won't go into that. Go out and check out our previous discussions. But to expand the way that you have and to keep expanding, we're not podcast because we are live, but the wrestling radio and bringing in all the other stations, all the other channels. Congratulations, sir. You've done so much for so many of us, so we want to thank you for that.
It's my pleasure. And I sit back and I say this, and I mean it from the heart. Look, when you and I first met, I appreciated your candor, and as I've gotten to know you and work with you, I appreciate your talent. And when we sat down and did that first interview, it's like Maybo and I were both like, he'd be solid. This could be cool. And when the opportunity arose and we had the opportunity to invite you to come on board, and you did, the trilogy that it was Fast Eddie Layne, Mark Maybo Bowman, and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, on Sundays, that's a roller coaster ride that people can only dream about because it was fun. And both Mark and I miss you being on Sundays. I know that life is a 4-letter word that we all have to listen to and say every once in a while. But we also want, just in case there's any kind of question marks or anything, it's like, yeah, you've been absent for a while, but anytime you get the opportunity and you get a chance to open the Skype line, buzz your ass on in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I will.
And he does.
And I do. Up here, I'm like, boogity.
He burst through the door like the Kool-Aid man.
Oh yeah.
That is the third reference to the Kool-Aid Man that I've heard in the last week. I'm sitting back going, did they make new commercials?
No.
That is synchromysticism, Eddie.
Yes, exactly. It's in the ether.
Yes.
Now that gorgeous voice that you hear all of a sudden is the one and only Angie Nemesis. Angie, how are you doing this evening?
I'm good. I'm ready for spring.
Oh, I know. Oh yes. Definitely in the south. 72 is a high and 36 is a low.
And then it smacked us in the face by being like 30 degrees this morning.
Oh, God, yes. And, of course, we spoke to him earlier. Eddie Layne. Eddie, how are you doing, sir?
Phenomenal. It's been a good week so far, although today did actually take 2 weeks. I'm very happy with the way things have been going this week, and I'm looking forward to a gangbusters weekend. We're going to cover a lot of that tonight. Peachstate Wrestling Alliance this coming Saturday. We will all three be there. And then, of course, I will be with Atlanta Wrestling Entertainment this coming Sunday, and Beyond Ringside will be going live immediately following Almost Famous from AWE. So it's going to be a busy weekend.
It usually is for us, for everyone. That's good.
But we have to ask this past Saturday, a lot of things happened. We have a new women's champion, GCW women's champion, Spiral, AJ Still, and Clyde Braddock, all three triumphant.
Yeah, you ran the trifecta. You ran the table this Saturday. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, sir. There comes a point in time to where you get that to happen, and then sometimes you lose them all. But let's talk about commentary for a minute. Eddie, we're fortunate enough that GCW is put up on YouTube, although I still say make everybody pay for it.
Hell yeah.
But
I said that Sunday.
It seemed you actually had a little bit of fun Saturday, if I wasn't mistaken.
Oh, no, I had a great time working with you, with Cez. I mean...
No, you didn't. You didn't have fun working with Cez, don't lie.
Actually, I did. He's a nut. And here's the thing about it. First off, you kept your headset on the whole damn time. Thank you. I had to get that one in there. You know that.
That is good. I'm proud of you, baby.
Hey, I admonished Clyde. I was like, don't throw the fucking microphone around.
You didn't.
In the moment.
You didn't see what happened in the locker room, did you? After that was over, you were off talking to somebody else, and I walked straight up to Clyde and bowed up. He's like, what's wrong, dude? And I kid you not, I looked him straight in the eye, and in this voice, I went, you dropped my microphone. You threw down my microphone. He's like, dude, I am so sorry. I just got caught up in the moment. I said, he's like, I won't let it happen again. I said, you threw down my microphone. Kind of like an old Japanese movie.
Yeah, as soon as it hit, I was like, yep, he's going to die.
Yeah, you know why? Because you've done it enough that Eddie has chewed your ass enough that you know what it's about.
You didn't even have to look toward the stage. You could feel the mushroom cloud expanding.
Yeah.
I even verbally said, and I'm not getting in trouble for that.
All of you.
Folks, if that particular moment in time does play on the GCW YouTube channel, you can see the look in Wick's face, and he went pale, more pale than the lower half of his mohawk. And just the look in his eyes, like, I had nothing to do with that. I didn't do it. You didn't see me do it. Nobody can prove I did it. It's all Clyde's fault. He did it. I didn't do it.
I was just letting him know I didn't do that shit. I didn't fucking know that microphone.
It's funny because I've got Cez on one side and I've got Whitney Lee on the other, and they both whiplashed and looked at me, and Whitney came over and said, don't kill him.
Everybody knows what's up.
Everybody knows what's up.
Everybody knows what's up with Eddie's equipment.
Of course.
You treat that shit with respect, or you have to answer to Eddie.
I treat my equipment with kid gloves. That is why the laptop that I run music on for Global has stayed healthy for 5.5 years. Windows 7, no, right at 5. The computer before that stayed healthy for 6.
Let's be honest, Eddie. It's because you don't have children that get on your laptop. That's why it survives.
Nobody has a good rent-to-own program. That's why I don't have kids.
Well, there you go. Well, if you ever get an itch, you can always rent one of ours. We only have 5.
I have the tribe here at Studio One. Y'all have the tribe there in Bohemian Grove.
That's right. That's right.
I can sit back and say. Go,
your equipment.
Say it again. I was talking over you. Say it again.
I said no. Just everybody knows how well you take care of your equipment. So
I do my best.
Yes, sir.
Also, Saturday night, this past Saturday night, we kind of spoke about it. New GCW champion, women's champion, anyways, Veronica Fairchild.
Yeah, that was kind of low down.
That happened.
Yeah, it did.
Congratulations to Veronica. Eddie, your thoughts on that match?
I made the statement Sunday on BR Live that there's no way that Veronica, as a professional, can feel good about the way she executed that match. But by the same token, the no disqualification standard was in play. And when you're dealing with Veronica Fairchild, whether she's in singles or tag team, is makeup and muscles, and the brotherhood's around, anything is liable to happen. Pandora had a submission hold in play. The Brotherhood climbed up into the ring to pull Pandora off of Veronica, took advantage of the situation. Veronica came down to the broadcast area, or the commentary area, grabbed the belt, smacked Pandora in the head, 1, 2, 3, new champ. Look, it's a no disqualification match. You have to plan for every eventuality. Veronica had the numbers game in her favor. We've all done the numbers game. We've all been victims of the numbers game. So you have to be able to plan. I mean, you have to plan for something like that. And for Pandora to come out there solo was, in my book, possibly an oversight on her part, considering that the Brotherhood was out there too. You knew they were going to physically get involved. Mainly because Josh feels like he can, and O'Malley just has to keep those ugly ass boots moving so nobody notices them. Right, Wick?
Well, I don't know why in the fuck Pandora would actually say that she would take this match when
And
they
go
were
out
out
by
there
herself,
already.
you know.
Exactly. She's there by herself, and the Brotherhood are out there ringside. She knew some shit was going to happen. She just didn't think. So she got.
That's right.
As our truth would say. And very swiftly, might I add. That was probably the quickest women's title match I think the GCW's ever had.
That was almost as fast as Chris Butler's KO.
Almost. Yes, congratulations to Chris Knox, who Saturday won in the first round of his Naga tournament, and today is Chris's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Knox.
Congratulations, Chris.
Yes, congratulations.
So he was off kicking ass in Tennessee, and we were off kicking ass in Pell City. Clyde Braddock. Enough cannot be said about Clyde Braddock in his match against Prowler. The veteran, the grizzled veteran Prowler, going down to Clyde Braddock. Angie, your thoughts on this match?
I always enjoy watching Clyde wrestle. And Clyde went out there and wrestled, and I enjoyed the match. I mean, let's be honest. So I knew Prowler couldn't go with Braddock, and that happened.
Eddie, your thoughts?
I, on the other hand, did think that Prowler could go with Braddock, because remember, Prowler is a tried and true veteran, and there's no shortcut that Prowler won't take in order to win a match. He and Mudbone are from the same university. And from that vantage point, in this circumstance, I'm not going to say Prowler had a bad night. I'm going to say Braddock was focused. He was intense. He was determined. Braddock had a lot of things that he was looking back on, as well as looking towards, and he knew going into this match, because we all spoke to him. He knew going into this match, he had to make an impressive showing against Prowler. Prowler is on one of those rungs that will get Braddock even higher levels of recognition and respect. And this match earned Braddock probably a lot of respect from Prowler, because I don't think Prowler was expecting the determination that Braddock had. But the fans, the front office, those who were watching, if you get a chance to, if this match makes YouTube, kids, you're going to enjoy it. You will see a completely focused and determined Clyde Braddock.
Prowler had been on this tear with the younger talent.
Yep.
As I spoke about last week, where he was like pretty much the teacher, just teaching these guys about a thing or two, and just beating the shit out of just all the younger guys. And then he ran up against Braddock. And then Braddock decided to teach him a thing or two about a thing or two. And you look at a man that's had a great career in Prowler, maybe underestimated Braddock, and Braddock took it to him. Everybody has a game plan until they're punched in the mouth.
My thoughts were, the thing that usually gives Prowler the edge over people were taken out of the equation that night. Mudbone was in the main event. His mind was on that match, and he wasn't there to intervene and be on. And then on Clyde's behalf, Clyde's used to underhanded tactics. Let's not forget what happened to him on the way to the
ring back in January.
Yeah, I mean, he's got. Sorry, thank you, Eddie.
No problem.
He's used to people coming at him from all angles. His eyes are wide open, and he's ready. So that's where my thoughts were as far as Carroll goes. The advantage.
Michael Steele made an impressive return. Joey Lightning, and what the fuck was up with those damn
Babyface
tennis
Michael.
shoes?
Yeah.
Those shoes.
Yeah, everybody knows you got your tax return, Joey. Jesus Christ.
Dum 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 dum.
Baby mama.
I mean, look.
I'm surprised you
I'm
didn't
not
have a
going to
seizure.
say anything, though. I'm
I'm
surprised
surprised
I didn't have a seizure, too.
Good God Almighty.
Yeah. Yeah.
I felt like I was having an acid trip with those shoes. Eddie, I know you've taken a lot of acid before.
No, I have never taken acid in my life.
I just thought that was if he kept throwing those feet up on the ropes. That was like,
I'm telling you.
he was like, everybody look at my shoes.
We talked
If you
about
didn't see
that.
them, or if you have already seen them, look at them again.
Yeah, he did not kick out a single time.
It's either his ass is too fat, or he wanted everybody to use them see them
He wanted
shoes.
everybody to see those damn shoes. That's what it was.
Or a combination.
Joey Lightning was sending a message. You just want someone to talk to. They just want to get their hands on you. You get whatever you choose. You can't do that once you started wearing those shoes.
Oh my God.
They're like some fucking Michael Jackson shit.
What are those? What are those?
What are those? You just did it.
Oh my
You just
God.
did it. Oh my God. Let's call Xavier.
Yes, Xavier. I legit said it. But yeah, what are those anyway? I'm sure they're expensive.
Oh, I'm
Probably.
sure they're fucking shoes.
Well, like I
$500
said,
fucking tennis shoes that you're wrestling in.
look, that's like me going to work at the hospital on some high heels, right? I'm just going to say.
Hello.
I dropped the mic, Eddie, right now. I dropped the mic. That's what that noise was, people.
Yes, you did. Let John Oliver make Donald Trump again.
Yes.
Okay,
Trump.
so also we had AJ Steele beating up Tommy Gage. Tommy Gage had a really good match. That was a good match.
Tommy Gage looked good.
But he got the shit beat out of him.
Well, that's what happens when you wrestle AJ
The
Steele.
real deal, AJ Steele.
He brings out the best in you only to beat the shit out of you even harder.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch!
That's right.
Which I told him he had never seen before. So we were talking in mask.
Mhm.
Because obviously I commentated 6 of the 9 matches and then managed in the other 3.
Oh, he bugged.
So we're backstage talking in our mask, and I told him that you've got to say I'm the Juggernaut bitch eventually. And he said, I've never seen that before. You keep referencing that. And I said, X-Men 90s cartoon. Some guys did a voiceover for it, and they're all black guys, and they're all laughing their asses off, obviously high as fuck, a few of them. And one of the guys, every time the Juggernaut comes on screen, he has like this real like, yeah voice. Like he just makes him like fucking Omar from the damn Wire.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch! Oh my God, I lose it every fucking time to this day. And that thing's old too.
Our second favorite now is the remake of the Avengers.
Oh,
No.
the Black Avengers.
Oh my God, with Thor. I am a god.
Oh my God.
If you guys have not seen the Black Avengers, oh my Lord.
I've not
These
seen
guys
this.
are amazing. They have a Facebook like page, and I can't for the life of me think of it right now, but just go on Facebook and look up Black Avengers. Oh my gosh, you will not regret it. If you're a comic book fan or just a fan of comic book movies in general, the guys are amazing. And they deserve all the views and likes they can get.
It is funny. There's 2 of them.
Yes.
But it is adult warning. We're putting our big boy and big girl pants on.
That's right. So now you get a little bit of
Or in
history
the
where we get our crazy comic book
or
references.
in the case of Judd, my friend Judd, we're putting our big boy eye patch on.
That's right.
Arr, motherfucking pirate. This motherfucker drinks rum. That's all I've ever known the man.
Out of a barrel.
Out of a fucking barrel. I told him,
Spiced
I asked him
rum.
when he's going to get a fucking parrot. Walk around with a fucking parrot.
Those are
Eddie.
the kind of people we hang out with, just so you know.
Yes, oh, I know. Oh, Judd. Mistook.
Yes.
Eddie, this past Saturday night also, there was a main event that saw Spiral go toe-to-toe with Mudbone. Your thoughts on this match, sir?
Stellar. Without hesitation. Stellar. Mudbone had the look in his eye that he was ready to be GCW heavyweight champion one more time. Spiral had that look in his eye. He wasn't about to let it go. These two went toe-to-toe, move for move. The psychology in this match was great. I loved it from start to finish. They made great use of stalemates and falses. Yeah, there's your curtain for the day, kids. I'm not afraid to use the terms. They did this match was excellent. I don't want to see that match on YouTube. That needs to be a VOD. I don't care if it's 99 cents, $1.49, $1.99 per view. Buy one view, get 2 views free. Don't care. That does not need to be on free TV or YouTube. I'm sorry. Folks, you can hate me all you want to for that one. I'll tell you the truth. This whole damn show should be on DVD and Blu-ray. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Angie, your thoughts on this match?
I was surprised when Mudbone was trying to wrestle. A little bit. I mean, that's just not... Because he went in there and did his thing, and they fought hard for how long? That was a good long match.
Yeah.
So, then Spiral won. Yay. Sorry.
That's all we can say is that Spiral won. Still, you're GCW heavyweight champion.
And I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit further on this one. I got tickled because when the show was over and I made my way back to the locker room to start picking up some gear, Spiral stopped me and said, "What'd you think?" I looked him straight in the eye and went, "Hell of a match, dude. Very cool." And he looked me straight in the eye and said, "Oh, did I finally effing impress you this time?" It's like, and I just had this look on my face like, "Oh yeah." But he cracked up, and I said, "Dude, I love the match. It was a pleasure to be able to call it." And you know me. I don't use that phrase very often. But there are moments in time that, and I don't know if you noticed or not, but I was gunning it solo. Nobody came out there to join me on commentary. I ran that one start to finish. I pulled the Gordon Soley on it. And I'm curious to get feedback off of this match. Because I'll say this, and quote me on these words, I hope I did the match justice.
I'm just glad Spiral didn't break his ankle.
I'm also glad of that.
Yep.
Man, he almost broke his ankle. This match actually spilled out into the audience.
Yes, it did.
And
several rows.
And Bernie worked solo as well. Bernie had all 9 matches.
Yep.
So, I mean, big shout out to
Bernie, the hardest working ref in the business.
Oh yeah,
this is the second show in a row that he's pulled every match that I know of.
Yeah.
No, Mason was at the last one.
I thought Mason was at the December show.
January show.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was at the last one. But yeah, Bernie
can do it. Not many refs can do it. Bernie does it. The man's in great shape.
Bernie the brain. Yeah, God, yeah.
And he's 240 years
Bernie's
old.
Bernie's a lethal weapon.
That man is 240 years old. He's almost
Yoda.
He's almost as old as Mike Jackson in dog years.
Yeah, but Bernie's just an angel, and Mike Jackson is
Mike
not.
Mike Jackson is the fucking devil himself.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Oh my God!
But even not comparing him, Bernie's an angel. I love Bernie. Bernie's a hell of a guy.
I'm just saying, Mike Jackson may have a micro penis like Hitler. I'm just saying.
And one testicle.
That
he washes in the sink.
gives you money, pays you with it. He's afraid somebody can steal his money. Old fucking codfish bastard. Anyways, joining us after the quick break is going to be Peachstate Wrestling's Tag Team Champion. Think about that. One half of the Tag Team Champions.
Yeah.
Shane Noles right here. The To Be Determined Show live, Beyond Ringside Radio Network and BeyondRingside.com, as well as the Beyond Ringside Radio app. And don't forget, ProWrestlingRadio.net.
Howdy, friends. This is the Magic City Motormouth, Fast Eddie Layne, with your invitation to join yours truly, along with Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, every Sunday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 3:30 p.m. Pacific, for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all of upcoming show information, and of course, catch us on social media as well. Until then, we'll see you this Sunday, 6:30 Eastern, for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Sunday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern here on BeyondRingside.com. Join us for the Midnight Black Mass. Myself, the Reverend Dan Wilson, brings you the dark gospel of professional wrestling, uncensored, unedited, uncut, and not for the faint of heart. You can find out more about us at youtube.com/pottyhumor or subscribe at Potty Humor on iTunes and Stitcher today.
Oh my God. Gonna make everything alright. Make everything alright! Na, 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 na. Yeah, we're singing Taylor Dane, so that gets one thing. First of all, thank you to everyone that has decided to stick around after that first segment. Second of all, just the one and only Shane Noles, one half of the Peachstate Tag Team Champions. Mr. Noles, how are you doing this evening?
I'm wonderful. Hump Day is over, and we are looking forward to the weekend.
This Saturday, you have the beautiful bald besties, or as Angie and I have decided to start calling them, the burnt bag of elbows. No, that's what they look like. They both look like a bag of elbows.
But they dress so good.
They dress very well, but they like a bag of elbows, both of them.
That is.
Yeah, I almost feel like instead of beautiful bald besties, that they went with the tag team name, the Shark Dress Express. Because, I mean, they've got the attire for it.
That is great. I like
Sharp
that.
Dress Express. Yeah. Everybody's crazy about a Sharp Dress Express.
Yeah.
They could never be babyface, let's be honest.
No.
I cannot see
Not here.
Oh, fuck no.
Maybe in California?
Maybe. Where the weed's really good, maybe Colorado?
Yeah.
Or Murder One's house?
Hey, there you go.
Well, anyways. Back to the story at hand. This Saturday, you just won the titles, and now you and Nigel are defending the titles. Why so soon?
Fighting champion is the mantra. I mean, I didn't want to have to be coaxed into defending the tag team titles, and neither did Nigel. Much like the besties were on February 20th. I mean, if we have titles, that's what they're there for. They're there to be defended. And, that's why I even put on Facebook it was an upset alert, because I don't think, even with the titles not being on the line, I don't think many people thought Nigel and myself, with you in our corner, Wicked, were going to come out victorious in that match, and certainly made him do a tag team title match to kick off the show, and the titles changed hands so soon after a PWA tag team title tournament. Excuse me, I've been saying Heritage Title Tournament all week, and understandably so, but yeah, I mean, I look forward to it. I mean, the besties, for all the bow ties and the glitter and the baby oil, once the bell rings, they are two tough customers. And I'd been in the ring before with Michael Stevens over 2 years ago in a six-man tag, but that was the first opportunity I'd been in the ring with Zach Edwards. He is a very good hand in his own right.
Those guys, of course, the 2015 Georgia Wrestling Tag Team of the Year, and rightfully so. They are probably the best tag team in the state of Georgia and possibly the Southeast, with the exception of possibly the Bullets. Because the Bullets are fucking awesome. Let's don't kid ourselves. Those guys...
Oh, John and Trey are tremendous.
Sir?
I said John and Trey Williams. They are both tremendous. Yes, the Washington Bullets here.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, those guys right there were destined. I've always said this. Those guys are amazing. The Beautiful Ball Besties are also amazing. But you guys seem to be the underdogs. I mean, you pulled seemingly a cat out of a dog's asshole at Peach State to win those titles. I mean, nobody. We saw. We were there. We all looked around, and when those fans, they were like, yeah, okay, this is okay, whatever. And then for you to actually come out, it shocked everybody and everybody's reaction. I cannot see that on DVD. And where can people find those DVDs, by the way?
DVDs are available at live events, or if you do not live in proximity to a Peachstate Wrestling Alliance event, you can go to our website, www.peachstatewrestlingalliance.com. Be happy to ship it to your home address.
And there you go. That's how you find out what we're talking about, because it's easy to talk about it, but sometimes people are like, I want to see what they're talking about. There you go. That's how you catch up on all the Peach State events. This Saturday, some other events. I mean, I know that you have your own war, your own little battle going on, but there is a lot at stake. I mean, holy crap, the Heritage Championship Tournament begins this Saturday. Eddie, you have the card in front of you, sir. If you will, give us a few of those matches, or give us all those matches, and we'll break those down if you don't mind, Mr. Noles.
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say. I do have my own agenda defending the tag team titles, but I would be the biggest liar in the world if I said I wasn't invested in what's going on in a Heritage Title Tournament situation that has never happened in the 7.5-year history at Peach State. So I know we're taking some flack. Everyone's doing a tournament. That's through no fault of our own volition. This is just a situation that arose at Peach State. It was not a copycat situation. It was determined by Bill Behrens that this would be the way to get it done, and I'm looking forward to it. Unlike the tag team title tournament, which was a one-night ordeal, this spans the course of the month of March, April, and May.
The quest to be the best. The PWA Heritage Title Tournament, the Sweet 16, starts this Saturday in Carrollton. CB Suave versus Gil Quest. Now, I'm going to go ahead and sit back and say, CB, I know some about. I have a little bit of homework that I've done and have worked with. Gil Quest, I am not that familiar with. I know that his base of operations right now is in the old Anarchy area, i.e. Why We Wrestle. And they're both coming in as a great opening round matchup. At least I'm hoping it's going to be great. Because if you're going to sign on to challenge for the PWA Heritage title, you better bring everything you've got, especially if this is your first appearance at the historic VFW Fairgrounds.
Yeah, and I think for this tournament, the catch on that is you have to worry about winning one particular match that night. If I can compare it to a Grand Slam in tennis, there's days off. Certainly within the Heritage Title Tournament, there will be 2 weeks in between each round, or the span of the portions of each round as we go through the brackets. You'll have a full 2 weeks to scout and determine, to scout your opponent, as opposed to that night looking down the line, okay, if I win this, I get this. I think it's going to be a true, I'm not going to say so much physicality because of the 2 weeks off, but it's going to be a war of attrition as far as mentally, the grind of scouting those that advance and those that have to wrestle multiple times. And the winner of this tournament will have won 4 matches by the time it is all said and done. Unless, and we'll get a little bit to this later, Simon Sermon, as a wild card entrant, has the possibility of only wrestling 1 match. He won a triple threat match against Sal Renaro and Jimmy Ray, February 20th. Compare it to a get-out-of-jail-free card, Monopoly, if you will. And I thought Bill Behrens made a lot of sense on this. What happened in the tag team title tournament where myself and Nigel Sherrod against Tommy Too Much and Simon Sermon, the match was thrown out. Both of us were eliminated. One team, Tyson Dean and AJ Steele, got a bye to the finals. Also, there was a time limit draw between the Beautiful Ball Besties and #TrendingNow, which kind of threw a wrench in everything. Bill said we're not going to have that situation in this tournament. So if in the event, in any round, if there is a time limit draw, a double disqualification, a double countout, Those two competitors will be eliminated. However, Simon Sermon will assume that spot in the bracket. If there is none of that takes place in the first 3 rounds, he is automatically guaranteed a spot in the finals. So I think that shakes it up a little bit. Simon Sermon, seemingly going in, all the cards are fresh. He has the advantage, but who knows? It could happen Saturday. It could happen March 19th, where he would actually have to wrestle 3 different occasions, but he would still have the advantage over those that had to compete in the first round.
This Saturday night, first round action in a match that I'm just going to sit back and say, you've got 2 matches in this first bracket that I'm putting the title Don't Blink on, and this is one of them. The crown jewel, Jimmy Rave taking on Drew Adler.
Before I get to that, I guess addressed to me, CB Suave and Gil Quest. Yes, Gil makes his home base in the former NWA Anarchy Why We Wrestle. This is his debut at Peachstate Wrestling Alliance, and what a way to debut. He is one of the 17 entrants in the tournament, and I like what you alluded to, Eddie. This is no debut match. You have an opportunity to be the face of the company, to be the man, the quest to be the best. And that last name, Gil, I'm just saying, who knows? But CB Suave he is impressed in the last year. His physical conditioning is second to none. I had the opportunity to speak with him a couple of weeks ago. He is down to a svelte 195 pounds with a body fat of 7%. So Gilquist better have his working shoes on. But yes, that one, the winner of that will face the winner of Jimmy Rave and Drew Adler. So many matchups in the first round I think could be called a show stealer, and that's definitely one in its own right.
No, I want to say something really quick. Whenever I posted the picture of this Saturday's event, automatically my Facebook tag Gilquest is Joshua Hagan.
That's funny. He looks like him.
I have no idea who the fuck Gilquest is. I thought it was a rib. I thought for sure it was a fucking rib by Bill Barron.
Well, you would have known if it was a rib if his middle name had been Carr.
Dude, it's quest for the best, quest to be the best, and like the motherfucker's name is Gil Quest. So I was like, okay, this is a joke. And then I saw him, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy that tags Joshua Hagan?
Then on top of that, I just had a better one. You know, if it would have been a rib, if his middle name would have been Galaxy.
No.
Or C.
No.
I can go with a Tim Allen movie reference.
Did you say Sequest, the old Jonathan Brandis, Roy Schneider show?
Oh, thank you.
I did, yes.
Sequest. Fuck yes. That the guy from the Neverending Story 2 on
Yes. Give me that.
The Stutterer.
Yes.
Also appeared in Ladybugs with Rodney Dangerfield and Sidekicks with Chuck Norris.
Yes, Sidekicks. He was awesome in Sidekicks. What was the movie that he stuttered in, though? Was it Neverending Story 2 that he stuttered in? No.
I think it was.
Was that it?
I think it was Neverending Story 2.
That's right.
First of all, I would just like to say, before we move on, can we acknowledge the fact that I think I had the most dated reference ever in any commentary in wrestling history?
Okay.
I called Francisco, whatever the fuck, his court, I guess you want to call them whatever the fuck they are. They're about a court low of fucking charisma.
Who? Poor man's Pinarelli?
Yeah, all those guys, all of them.
Who was it?
Goddamn, all of them. I called them the fucking, I said, well, we've had the get along gang, now we've had our gang.
Oh.
From them, y'all.
Yes, that's why I said spanking alfalfa.
Yes.
So Eddie's question was, Eddie?
Oh, God, I forgot.
You said, who is Darla?
Okay.
Yeah, you said, who's Darla? I said, Simon Says.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I said.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I remember that now. Honestly, I do.
So first of all, also really quick, I tell Braddock, I said, don't forget the Queen. Talking about Simon.
Yeah.
And he's like, the Queen's got nothing to do with it. I told him, I was like, and when we started walking over there, I said, no, motherfucker. I said, Simon's about to start talking shit to you because you completely ignored him. Why was no commentary? Sure enough, Simon says, it's like, hey. I'm like, God damn it. Braddock's like, and Braddock, of course, he goes, what the fuck? And I'm like, Braddock, everybody.
He's here through Thursday. Try the veal.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Now, Jimmy Rave. Jimmy Rave, who is probably one of the best wrestlers going today, period, has decided that he is going to be a part of this because, I mean, let's be honest, this man could very easily be the Heritage Champion, and we'd all go, yep, yeah. I agree. But who did you say Jimmy Rave has?
Drew Adler.
Holy shit. Shane, your thoughts on this match? Because, yeah.
I think it's a shame, almost, in retrospect, that it's drawn up as a first-round match. To me, that is a semifinal or a final in and of itself. I had the opportunity to see the two of them wrestle in Canton, Georgia last year that went a legit 30 minutes before Jimmy prevailed, but Drew Adler held every bit of his own in that match. And I know a lot of people, and rightfully so, are pegging Jimmy to make the Final Four, or certainly to at least advance in the quarterfinals, but it would not surprise me at all if Drew Adler advanced in the first round. I mean, this is the quest to be the best. It's also taking place near March Madness, NCAA college basketball, and I look at the possibility of upset stories and Cinderellas, and Drew Adler would certainly be one Saturday night if he knocked off Jimmy Rave.
I don't think you need to say anybody's been pegging Jimmy Rave. Now that Deadpool's come out, a lot of people know what the fuck that means. So let's just...
Whoops.
Just call me Angel.
That song will never die, especially not on this station.
I won't beg you to stay.
Just to be an argument.
Okay.
Just to be an argumentative ass, I'm going to start bringing back old Sheena Easton references.
Oh, shit.
My baby takes the morning train.
Strut, pout, put it out. That's all you want from women.
I can't do it.
Oh, we're old.
Yeah, but that song was fun. That's just Strut just gets even more fun as it gets older. And
I'm sure she does too.
Don't know.
Okay, so Jimmy Rave and Drew Adler is going to be amazing. It's always great to see that Drew is definitely a Jew. You can tell just by looking at his fucking trunks. Goddamn.
Get some compression shorts, dude.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Drew, get some compression
I know why he
shorts,
wears
Adler.
fucking mushrooms on his goddamn shirts.
Everybody see
that fucking mushroom head. Jesus fucking Christ.
Since you brought it up, I think Major League Baseball player Ryan Braun copyright infringement with the nickname the Hebrew Hammer. Hell, that's Drew Adler.
Good one.
Drew's like 6'6". Jesus Christ.
Party on, Garth.
Well, Drew's heel now.
Say what?
Drew's heel.
Yeah.
Does anybody have to be in this match?
No. Nobody has to be anything in this match. All you got to do is just, like you said earlier, don't blink.
Yeah.
If you blink, I'm telling you, you're going to be like, shit. And then you're going to get mad. And then you're going to take it out on your kids. And then I'm going to have to show up at your house and put my size 15 boot up your ass.
And then everybody's going to get all pissed off until about 2 weeks after the show when they can go to the next one and get the DVD. Then everybody's going to be happy again because they can watch it from start to finish all over again.
I was going to ask a question for Eddie Layne. If we were doing the ESPN, I'll say bracketology on this, from 0 to 100, your percentile chance that Drew Adler scores the upset and knocks off Jimmy Rave.
I'm saying this is a pick'em. There's multiple reasons why I'm going to use that. And bear with me for 90 seconds. Jimmy Rave held the Heritage title for how long? Shane?
That would be a little over 6 months.
Okay. Drew Adler, not just in PWA, but all around the Southeast, has been on, some would say, a great run, correct?
Absolutely. He has associated himself with the Beautiful Bald Besties and other promotions. They are wreaking havoc.
Now, when you have an individual that already is very talented And they surround themselves, or that person surrounds him or herself with individuals that are talented as well, whether it be a single or a tag team. It's always an opportunity to learn more. Now, coming back over, Rave, watching him around the southeastern U.S., I'm going to steal one out from under Dan Sawyer. Hashtag Gold Rush. Rave had the penultimate 2015. He's not the least bit happy about the fact that Barron's vacated the title and put it up for a tournament. Adler sees this opportunity to knock off one of the shining stars, or one of the brightest shining stars in the southeastern U.S. and in the country today. As if the opportunity to go for a singles championship, such as the Heritage title, isn't incentive enough. You get a chance to knock the man who didn't get beat, who was not defeated for that title. So you tell me the incentive that Drew Adler has going into this match. Rave was never pinned. He was never submitted. The title was vacated. Rave is coming back for that belt, and I get a chance to knock him off and show everybody else in that bracket, not only do I deserve to be there, not only have I earned the right to be there, but you better beware the fact that I'm there. This right here, because of the independent variables in play. Let's do math. Pick 'em. Right? Exactly. That's an email from the anonymous Raw general manager back in business now. Welcome back to the brand split. But in this case, Rave has a lot on his mind. Adler has a lot on his mind. When these two get together, there is no favorite. There is no underdog. Now, some would handicap Adler as a slight underdog. Okay, I can see that. Especially with the way Rave has performed in 2015 going into 16. But by the same token, drive, desire, and hunger can overshadow experience in the right place at the right time. Shane, Wick, Angie, care to agree or disagree?
Go ahead. There's a percentage. Well, I want to say you asked if there was a percentage or a percentage that Drew Adler could beat Jimmy Rave. It's 100%, because he could beat him. Will he beat him? Maybe not. But Drew Adler's one of those guys that you could actually give a percentage like that to against a worker, a workhorse like Jimmy Rave, a guy that can make money anywhere and has made money everywhere that he's went.
Hell yeah.
Put in the seats, won titles for a reason. It's because he can carry a company. He can carry a match. He can have a great match with almost anybody. Drew Adler could win this, and he could advance. But Jimmy Rave is usually that much better. That's my thoughts on that. And Eddie could have gave a number, but he didn't. He just, it's a pick 'em, and then proceeded to talk for 42 minutes.
I went 1 minute and 48 seconds. Thank you. I clocked myself.
I want to bring this up from a fan's point of view. I really enjoyed the fact that once the brackets have been released, there are some sports fans that attend PWA that have been filling out their own brackets, bracketology. And one fan that really, I just enjoyed his response in an email to me. He said, if I were seeding this tournament, and based on the fact that he is the former champion going in, I would make Jimmy Rave the number one overall seed. But in his bracket, he has Drew Adler winning. He said, because I think that's a Cinderella story. And if Jimmy Rave, at any point in time, as the overall number one seed, if we're looking at it from perspective, is knocked off, that opens the field for anybody and everybody. All bets are off.
Yep.
Now, as far as the opening match on CB Suave and Gil Quest, having seen both of them, I'm actually going to call it 60-40 in favor of CB. I'm going to give Gil Quest a 40% chance of advancing Saturday, because with the fans, and to even CB to some degree, he is the unknown.
I've got CB 75, Gil Quest 25.
You see, I have it the other way around. I have Guild Quest 75 and CV 25, and I know CV's work, but Quest is in the man's name.
Yeah, and that's neat.
And
you're just hoping he makes it to the next round so you can find a way to come up with new gimmick names to put in there.
I don't know because some people pick teams in the NCAA March Madness based on their mascot or their team's colors. Wick is picking a man based solely on his last name that the tournament could be appropriately named after by the time everything is said and done.
Shane, you should hear his voting rationale. Like, the actual election. It's fantastic. Sometimes.
I just want to make Donald Trump again.
That's right.
Tell you what, I have to do this. I'll have a small meeting with the tribe. Shane, can you stay for one more?
Absolutely.
Wick, would you do the honors?
We're about to take our second and last break of the evening. When we come back, more with Shane Noles, and we're totally going to talk about the one and only comic books in Peachstate Wrestling. Right here, the To Be Determined Show live, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com.
Hello again, everybody, and this is Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Radio for the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Join us every Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself, Rob Hefner, and Brian Taylor as we bring you our thoughts and feelings on the world of professional wrestling and everything in between. As my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks again for listening to the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
The To Be Determined Show live Wednesday nights, 9 Central Standard Time. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, the Grand Design, Clyde Braddock, and the Magic City Runner, Fast Eddie Layne, as we take you to the edge of uncensored. Yes, we go uncensored, so make sure you have your earmuffs. Ask your parents, for those of you that are a little young, maybe under 18, but make sure if you have any heart conditions or any mental defects, please listen, because they may take effect right here live every Wednesday night, 9 Central Standard Time. Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com.
The Mad Dog's House of Pain, the only nationally licensed pro wrestling school in the state of Alabama. Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, trained by the Junkyard Dog, will be your trainer. You want to be a professional wrestling superstar? Learn from GCW's own Mad Dog's House of Pain. With over 22 years experience, learn from the Mad Dog's House of Pain. 205-567-6482. Start your career today. Call 205-567-6482.
2010, after 2 years of constant bullying, 11-year-old Ty Smalley took his own life. In the past 7 years, more than 55,000 children have taken their own lives due to bullying. That's 22 youth suicides every day. Stand for the Silent is a grassroots organization that educates people about the harsh reality of bullying and the devastation it causes, and they need your help. Visit standforthesilent.org to learn how you can get involved and help us to save lives.
I stand for the silent. I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent.
I stand for the silent. I stand for the silent.
I'm Roddy Piper, and we stand for the silent.
Tickets still available for this Saturday's Peachstate Wrestling Alliance, but they are going fast as they usually do. We are being joined by one half of the Peachstate Wrestling Alliance Tag Team Champions, Shane Noles. Shane, we got to come up with a moniker for you. We need to
some have tried to call me Sugar Shane. I said I don't want to steal it away from Shane Mosley, the boxer.
I thought about long time ago I had come up with a few things, but they just didn't click. Like Angie and I were throwing stuff back and forth names, and it was just like I kept trying to come up with something around with the Foo Fighters, of course. I just couldn't find anything. because the Foo Fighters, of course, being Layne. Eddie, we need to come up with a great moniker for Shane.
I was just going to say the notorious SHANE. Just don't.
Shany, can't you see? Sometimes your booking just hypnotizes me.
No! Damn, nice!
Shane Dog?
Oh, Lord.
Sibyllus.
You're taking that one right out of P-Dog. Let's take a look at it real quick. Also, first round matchup, and let's move over into the Southwest bracket. We were just in the Central States bracket for a second there. I've got to nickname the other two. I guess we're going to call them East and West. But
South, surely got to be the South, right?
Conceivable. That's true. We got to put a South. Okay, we'll make the first one the South bracket. We'll turn around and call this with the Southwest bracket, and then we'll go East and Southeast. There you go. That works. Okay, are we good?
Solid.
And as long as we don't call them one of the brackets the Smythe division, I think we'll be fine. Or the NFC East. Ouch. Sal Renaro, the man who's been very heavily into the mix for the Heritage title, taking on one of the most popular in-ring performers in Fry Daddy. Shane?
I wanted to make mention, looking at this field, there's 17 competitors. There are 5 former Heritage champions in the mix. So there are a dozen men who have an opportunity to etch their name, carve their name in stone in the history books of holding the Heritage titles, or we could have a repeat Heritage champion. And Fry Daddy's one of those guys I think has the potential. We spoke of the upset possibility earlier with Drew Adler and Jimmy Rave. Sal Renaro, if you were seeding this tournament, I think a lot of people would say he is number 2. Of course, some would say he is number 2 for other reasons. I'm speaking from the fans' point of view.
There you go.
Fry Daddy, Eddie Layne said it best, don't blink. These two, there will not be a whole lot of walking and talking, I don't think. There will not be any stalling. By the way, all opening round matches are 15 minutes across the board, and this one I think could very well go the distance or close to it. If I were doing my percentages on this one, I'm close to what I said with CB and Gilchrist at 60-40, but I'm going to slightly kick it up a notch for Sal. I'm going to say 70-30 on this one. I'm giving Fry Daddy a puncher's chance.
I disagree with that. I think that Fry Daddy is an amazing talent. I think Fry Daddy is something that a lot of guys are not in this business. Resilient. I mean, we can talk about his charisma, but he is a great striker, and a lot of the guys are afraid to strike, especially as a babyface, and he's an amazing babyface. He also has a great build. The man is uniquely strong for his. I mean, he's a short guy, but he's built like a brick shithouse, and also great. The fans love him. He's one of those guys that completely feeds off the fans. He may be. I'm just throwing this out there. He may be a long lost son, if you will. Maybe a nephew would be a better choice, or Bruce Lee, because that man. Everybody, there needs to be a Fry Daddy meme that says Fry Daddy doesn't give a shit about your move, because I've seen him elbow more people out of just random shit. Just people go for back body drop, elbow. And it makes me laugh every fucking time. And I think that this may be 50-50. I know Sal's a great technical wrestler, but I think that a lot of people sleep on Fry Daddy, and I see this 50-50. Eddie?
I call it another don't blink match in this first round for a reason, because Renaro, look, Sal Mark, all of the above, all the different gimmicks, creativity, I love it. Oh my God. But the creativity doesn't just end with the gimmicks that he puts on the tights. The creativity continues to in-ring. And with Fry Daddy, absolutely incredible in-ring talent. This one could legitimately go either way. I'm I'm really kind of torn. If I genuinely have to make a prediction on this one, I would have to give the edge to Renaro very begrudgingly. And by the way, to answer the ranking question, I do have Rave going in as the number 1 seed. I have Tommy Too Much as the number 2 seed. Renaro, I have at number 3. Tyson Dean, former Heritage Champion, at number 4. AJ Steele. Huh?
That's insane.
What?
Insane. Tyson Dean should be your number 2.
Here we go.
I have AJ Steele ranked number 5. Kyle Matthews ranked 6. Drew Adler ranked 7. P-Dog ranked 8. And I'll finish that out before the end of the show.
Number 1 should be Tyson Dean. Number 2 should be Tyson Dean. Number 3 should be...
Now, no, go ahead.
I just wanted to say kudos to Bill Behrens for what a deep field, because in Eddie Layne top 8, no Romeo, no Bill the Butcher, and no Friday. And those guys will probably be seated 1 through 4 in a lot of tournaments.
In a lot of tournaments, yes. And like I said, I reserve the right to revise and extend my remarks. Thank you, C-SPAN, for letting me steal that phrase. But
how could I even say Kevin Blue as well? I know we'll get to him more later, but the No Limits champion, not in the top 8 of the seed. Kevin Blue has improved. But go ahead, Eddie.
Amen. I mean, but by the same token, and this last match coming up, or the 4th match, and I don't want to say last by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just taking them in the order that they are on the event page, and also on the bracket that is on the graphic. I'm gonna sit back and say this: this match will be the hardest hitting match of the night. I made the comment before, when I first looked at the brackets, you put these 2 gentlemen in the ring and you are going to have impact from punches that will register on a Richter scale from the force and the magnitude of the blow. And I'm referring to Jeter taking on AJ Steele.
I want to jump on this one. AJ Steele should be your number 1, your number 2, your number 3, your number 4, 5. See, that's I can do that.
I know you can. You're the host.
He's also a merchant of death. I can do that.
Of course.
I think that I just need to point out that Black Lives Matter on the To Be Determined show. How in the fuck you have the 2 biggest, blackest motherfuckers? This is like Gorilla Grodd times 2. These motherfuckers, this is the juggernaut bitch against Jeter. And Jeter's a kickboxer. People forget that. Jeter's like 5. Jeter is gigantic. Jeter is a man that I've seen people, like, you know how they talk about, and I'm pulling back the curtain a little bit, and he's going to kill me for this, but okay. So we were in a locker room. I'm not going to say what promotion. We're in a locker room. It's Jeter against blah, blah, blah. This motherfucker walks up with Jeter and Brian Blaze sitting there beside me. And he goes, oh, fuck no, I'm not wrestling Jeter. And gets his bag and goes home. They say the same shit about Vader. They say the same shit about Jeter. I'm telling you right now, that man is not one you want to fuck with in his mismatched socks. And I have photo evidence of that. The man wrestles in mismatched socks. And I dare you to fucking say something to him. He will punch you in the fucking face for saying something to him. AJ Steele, there's not enough I can say good about AJ Steele. AJ is one of those guys. You saw him Saturday night do the sunset flip. You saw him. The man can still fly. He's 50 years old, I think. He looks 25 and moves like he's 10. This match is going to be a match that we will talk about for the rest of the year. I'm calling it right now. Fucking mark it down. Hashtag that shit. Hashtag trending fucking now.
Oh.
Jeter, and AJ Steele will be a match we will talk about for the rest of the year. Sorry. Shane?
This is the match that when I saw the brackets put out through Peachstate Wrestling Alliance via Bill Barron's, I appreciate the first round matchup, but man, could that not be a final? And I think it's sad in some respects that AJ Steele or Jeter is going to be eliminated in the first round. I mean, that is mind-boggling to me because Jeter could be anybody's number one seed at any given night. I mean, he is the largest man in the tournament. You spoke of his kickboxing background. And do not mistake kindness for weakness. Jeter is soft-spoken, but he carries a very big stick in the ring. And, yeah, him and AJ Steele, I mean, you guys have taken some pick 'em. I'm going to go 50-50 on this one. I don't see how, in my opinion, maybe you guys are different, and kudos, that you could pick a definitive winner going in between these two.
Well, y'all know I'm not betting against AJ, so Eddie, you go with that.
Based on performances I've seen in recent days, with all due respect to Jeter, my money's on AJ Steele. Because, I mean, I call him a tank for a reason, which I guess would make Jeter an APC. Both men very talented. And you're right. But I said this a minute ago. This is going to be the hardest hitting match of the night. And probably, unless Jeter or Steele end up facing, and according to the brackets, it would have to be in the finals, Bill the Butcher. That's going to be another case. If those three, God, if they had a triple threat match, you'd have to reinforce the building, possibly the county. I mean,
have to watch out for Bill Butcher's chain.
Yeah, I know. All right. I'm going to run this real quick, and I'm going to draw heat for it, but I'm going to stick my original top 4 stays where it is. I believe my top 7 stays where it is. I've got going in, and this is with all due respect, and this is my personal, so we can go ahead and just Mel Kiper this based on personal experience and knowledge. And I am not. Thank you. I got my reference in for the week. I got your combine right here. It's nicknamed D's. Finish it. I am not going to put Simon Sermon in because of the wild card scenario. If something happens, then I will reset my rankings. Number 16, Chris Spectra. Number 15, Gil Quest. 14, CB Suave. 13, Romeo. 12, Fry Daddy. 11, Kevin Blue. 10, Bill the Butcher. 9, Jeter. 8, P-Dog. 7, Drew Adler. 6, Kyle Matthews. The number 5 seed, AJ Steele. Number 4 seed, Tyson Dean. Number 3 seed, Sal Renaro. Number 2 seed, Tommy Too Much. And the number 1 seed going in, the former Heritage champion, Jimmy Rave. Nuts.
Well, we've covered the opening portion of the first round, the Sweet 16 for March 5th. Do we have time to preview going in for March 19th, the other side of the bracket?
You know you're welcome. We're going to need something for Saturday morning. Wick, that's on you, buddy.
Rehash hashtag.
Say what?
We could rehash this and call it rehashtag.
I never thought of that. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Right.
Let's do the cheesy part first. Tickets, how much?
$10 for adults. Children ages 6 and under get in free with an adult's paid admission. Those of you on the fence about this Saturday, front row seating is sold out. Front row seating on the stage, which for my money is the best seat in the house, is sold out. There are some second row on the stage and general admission left as well. Bell time is 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, with the doors opening at 7 o'clock Eastern time, 6 Central.
And did you have a chance to confer with the individual with whom we spoke about earlier today?
I have set out feelers. I have not heard a response as of when I came on the air.
Okay. We're trying to set up to see exactly. We're actually working on a special guest for the Shooters Gallery this coming Saturday.
Yeah, hopefully one of the gentlemen that will be involved in the Heritage Title Tournament that evening.
Oh boy, you hear it. Breaking news. Got something up their sleeves. You better make sure you tune in Saturday.
Cross promotion is a beautiful thing, right, Wick?
Oh, yeah, you know it is. I'm expecting at least 14 references Saturday morning. Now,
because the reason I wanted to go to the other side of the bracket and not to grandstand or take over the program, but I got to know you guys' thoughts if we're looking at that other region. Tommy Too Much versus Kevin Blue. That match also jumped out at me as a first-round encounter because I said, wow, you've got probably the heel with the most heat behind him in the company in Tommy Too Much. You've got one of the most improved wrestlers in the state of Georgia over the last year in Kevin Blue, who is the reigning No Limits champion, and that is a first-round match.
You've got 3 in the other bracket that actually could be main events, and I say that with all due respect to the fact that I am not that familiar with Chris Spectra's work. Wick, are you?
I am not, sir.
Because, Shane, with all due respect, I got to sit back and say Tyson Dean and P-Dog, that could be a main event anywhere in the southeastern U.S. Romeo and Kyle Matthews, the French sensation versus a man who's been voted the best technical wrestler in Georgia, that could be a main event. Too Much and Kevin Blue could easily be a main event. And like I said, no disrespect and no slight. I'm a huge fan of Bill the Butcher's work. I just don't know Chris Spectra well enough to be able to put that classification on that match. I'm sorry. I have to be honest about it.
Since you brought up the entire bracket, I will say about Romeo and Kyle Matthews, on the Jeff Hardy event, or the Jeff Hardy show as it's known, March 22nd, 2014, which was amazingly almost 2 years ago, those two gentlemen wrestled for the vacant Heritage title, which was the last time the situation arose when the old format of the Battle Bowl. Kyle Matthews was the last man standing in Ring 1, Romeo the last gentleman standing in Ring 2, and they absolutely tore the freaking house down. People were there to see the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy, and rightfully so, but the buzz off of Romeo and Kyle Matthews, and there's that match. You're going up, down, that is, actually is listed as the final match on the right side of the bracket. So I'm like, oh my God, that's already been a Heritage title match that went almost a half hour of nonstop bang bang action. And it's a first round match. I mean, I can't get over the number of matches like you spoke of that could headline, and somebody's getting eliminated. You know, we're getting down to a quarterfinals off this deal.
I don't know about you guys, but this is a stacked card. I mean, this tournament in general shifts the landscape all the way to Georgia because there's nothing in the Southeast going on like this. As if the spotlight wasn't on Peachstate enough, you add an even bigger spotlight. So kudos to Peachstate for being able to carry that title of the 2015 Georgia Wrestling Promotion of the Year and just adding on to it right here at the beginning of the year. Just boom, 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 just back to back to back to back. So kudos to everybody over there. Kyle Matthews, you guys know Kyle Matthews, friend of the show. Kyle, one of the best ever. Great. But you got Tyson Dean over there hanging out. Just waiting. I'm telling you guys, somebody's going to slip up. Tyson Dean's going to get that title. Don't let anybody slip up the slightest. Not even the least amount. Because Tyson Dean's going to jump on it. He's going to be that Heritage champion. No offense to anybody else, no offense to AJ or anybody, but Tyson Dean, I'm telling you, that I saw him the last time I talked to him, it was his turn. It was his time, and he is hungry. And you look at some of the other guys, I mean, these guys are main eventers everywhere else. Kevin Blue, I told everybody this. He went to Anarchy, or formerly Anarchy, and learned. I mean, the light switch come on, and his career has spoken for itself, just nonstop since then. He's been nonstop, and all his kudos and all his accolades are well-deserved. Eddie?
Agreed. You said it perfectly.
I was going to say, that's my upset special for round one. I have Kevin Blue, the No Limits champion, advancing over Tommy Too Much in the first round.
Ooh.
Your thoughts?
No, don't let Tommy hear this. Oh, boy.
Well, I'll be hearing about it.
Oh, God, yes, I am. Man, can you believe Shane out there trying to bury me on the radio? Man, I told that cocksucker, man, don't ever underestimate me. I got enough hair in my tin that fucking Phillips and Gumbo times 10.
But like, look here, right? Like Shane Noles, he damn picked against me. That's all right. Everybody picks against me anyway. I'm gonna win the damn title.
Everybody fucking knows. It's all goddamn work. I just make more goddamn money than everybody. With asses in the fucking seats. Goddamn 18 fucking inches.
You started going Cajun, and the first thing popped in my head, I would absolutely lose it. Somebody, just for the hell of it during the intermission, you need to put on the song "I Will Play for Gumbo" by Jimmy Buffett.
Do not fucking piss off Tommy too much. I'm telling you right fucking now. Like, we all joke around, we're all like, hee, ha, ha. I try to bite a motherfucker's nose off in a fight. Tommy too much will kill you. You fuck with him. That's why he's like, yeah, it's all work. I'm like, yeah, Tommy, haha. I'm gonna slide my fucking chair over a little bit more.
I'm just saying, I would never ever want to be Nemesis. Yeah.
Oh boy, don't mention that.
Yeah.
God damn it, right now he just heard that.
If Tommy, if you ever want to get him off of one subject onto something totally different, talk about Nemesis.
And Tommy too much, man, he's put that time in.
Yes.
But you're right, Kevin Blue, I mean, he could, that's going to be a match to look at for. There's several matches in here. Like I said, a lot of these guys are main eventers everywhere they go.
Yes.
And now here they are in this tournament. This is amazing. So kudos to everybody that lined this tournament up. So,
curious for Eddie's pick on Too Much and Kevin Blue.
My pick?
I think you went with Tommy, didn't you, sir?
Me? Oh, fuck no, I'm going with Kevin Blue. We just won't tell Tom. Angie, what about yourself?
Oh. I don't know. Tommy beat me so dirty. It's hard. It's a hard decision. All of these are very hard. That's tough. I'm going to have to... 50-50. I don't know.
So, Angie's going with Donald Trump, I think.
Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yes, I won't do the Trump thing, but I'll do
Donald Trump.
Trump.
Okay, Donald Trump.
No.
Eddie has been quiet on this one, and I have a sense he has been studying and calculating before he speaks.
Actually, what I'm going to tell you may not shock you, and it may not surprise you. But after evaluation of the situation, the proclamation and declaration I will make without any hesitation is that I'll reveal my pick this coming Saturday on the Shooters Gallery.
Oh!
I've been sitting on that.
Bet you didn't drop the mic.
Oh, you
didn't? You could have. But you
Eddie had spoke about Chris Spector. I'm not sure how much familiar Angie or Wicked is. He's another wrestler that is currently on the roster for Why We Wrestle, formerly known as NWA Anarchy. He's also competed in AWN. Spector, a good friend of Kevin Blue, so I look at that there. If Spector were able to advance against the, you call me notoriously strong and crazy Bill the Butcher, as possibility friends, and that's something looking at this tournament, you could see fresh matchups, you could see friends having to fight each other, old rivalries renewed, and with Simon Sermon being the wild card, would there be any point in time where he may have to face Tommy Too Much? I mean, that would be a mind blower right there. But I'm going to say Bill the Butcher 75-25 as far as odds picking over Chris Spector.
Oh, Bill the Butcher boy.
Yeah, he's just Bill the Butcher.
Yeah, I say 90%, 10%.
He scares me just coming to the ring.
Tony, that chain.
Yeah.
Only Ghost Rider throws a chain like that.
That's right.
Eddie, your thoughts on that one?
I've got to give the nod to Bill the Butcher in this particular regard because they're just those powerhouses that very few things can stand in the Butcher's way. And unfortunately, once again, not knowing that much about Chris, I've got to lean in the direction. Now, there are times when underestimating the unknown can kick you in the nether region and leave a permanent footprint. But by the same token, you have to approach every circumstance knowing you're going to win. And I see Bill the Butcher as the type who doesn't let that much get in his way. I know that in order to for Bill Behrens to have the confidence and I'm stuttering for a reason. There's 9 things I want to say, and I'm going with the most logical one. For Barons to have the confidence to enlist Spectra into this, there is a reason. But by the same token, the pairing with Bill the Butcher may just overshadow that reason a little bit. Now, I've been known to be wrong once or twice, per day, per hour, per minute. Don't know. But I want to see how this one plays out firsthand. I don't know if I made any sense on that, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I have just gotten off the phone with the almost real Donald Trump, and I've been asked if I would consider to be the Secretary of Interior. So guess what? We are going to work on legalizing weed once he gets elected.
Well, now that we
have to ask. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, now that we have totally kind of cut Chris Spectra out of the way, let us apologize to Chris Spectra. I definitely should know your work, and I apologize, but Bill the Butcher is Captain Caveman.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
He's Captain Caveman.
It really is.
Caveman.
Go ahead, Shane.
So I was going to say, in that lower half of the bracket, I guess I could already speak for Wick here. There's no way in HE double hockey sticks he is picking Tyson Dean, the reflection of perfection, to lose to P-Dog Mike Posey. Am I correct in that assessment?
Absolutely not. I would never bet against Tyson Dean. Never. When they end up making comic books come to life, whenever that technology comes, there's going to be AJ Steele, there's going to be Tyson Dean, and then there's going to be the rest of us. Just saying. I'm just saying. They make clones out of motherfuckers that look like that. Eddie, who are you picking?
Oh, boy.
You better not pick against Tyson Dean.
You talking about Tyson Dean versus P-Dog?
Yes, sir.
There's very good reasons why I would pick the former No Limits champion, former tag champion, P-Dog, to win in this match, but there's also valid reasons why I would pick the former Heritage I was meant to say No Limits if I said Heritage. I'm sorry. When it came to P-Dog, former No Limits champion, P-Dog, against the former Heritage champion, Tyson Dean. And both men have exemplary high sides. They have very few negatives to speak about. I will say this. If Posey has the Get Along gang in full force with him on March 19, Tyson Dean is going to have a hard road to hoe. If it's a straight one-on-one matchup, Posey is going to use every trick in the book that he knows, but remember one little thing. There's very few dirty tricks that the reflection of perfection doesn't know.
I'm getting on the phone with Tyson Dean as soon as we hang up. I know he's at the gym. He is listening. I know the fuck he is. Because he's like, man, I called it. I'm trying to work out. Yeah, Tyson. We all know you fucking work out, motherfucker. We can look at you and know that you work out.
I work out. I know it. No, but seriously, where you've got the strength and you've got the power game, but you've also got a good technical base in Tyson Dean. He's going to have the size advantage and the strength advantage. Posey is going to have the speed, agility, and experience advantage in this match. So when you put those together, that's going to make for a hellacious competition. I'm picking the upset and going with P-Dog Mike Posey over the reflection of perfection Tyson Dean.
Ooh.
I hope you run fast, Eddie.
I don't have to run. When I win, I'll just take everybody to dinner and buy them a drink for free and tell them to shut the up.
Well, you do know how to calm the savages.
I'm just glad that Posey's so fucking bendable, because he's gonna bend his ass up like a fucking ball. He's hot like lava. He's got a problem solver, and his name is Tyson Dean.
That's right.
And for the record, after evaluating, I have changed the number 3 and number 4 seeds. I have moved Tyson Dean up to number 3 and Sal Renaro to 4. So you still have the 1, 2, 3, and 4 seeds all in different brackets.
Yeah, but you just picked the fucking upset. Get the fuck off of here. Get off. You're off the fucking team, Eddie. Picking against Tyson Dean. I can't believe you. You don't talk shit about Steve Rogers in my house. You don't talk shit about Christopher Wallace in my house. You don't talk shit about Tyson Dean in my house.
Okay. First off, I am not Team Cap. I am not Team Stark or Team Iron Man. I'm Team Hydra.
Get the fuck off the team. Get the fuck off the team right fucking now.
I'm waiting for Civil War. This is too long to wait. They need to bump it up 6 weeks and just release the damn thing now.
I know they're trying to get rid of the R word, as they're saying, but you picking against Tyson Dean's fucking retarded. Talk about fucking double skull cap, drooling in the corner, fucking Michael J. Fox. Fucking time. Retarded.
Gosh.
Okay.
That fucking sentence had multiple sclerosis in it. That stupid fucking statement infected this entire damn thing. We are fucking going down with the mesovirus right now.
Meso? Wow.
Eddie picking against Tyson Dean with Wicked on the program makes me more nervous than Michael J. Fox playing a game of Jenga.
Nice. Score.
That is actually a popular game at this house.
Yes, it is.
And if it wasn't a few years too late, yeah, I know it would normally make most people as nervous as Michael Jackson running a daycare. But still too tsunami?
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. But don't ever fucking pick against Tyson Dean with me on the phone. Thank you. Not on my show, goddamn. You save that shit for the Shooters Gallery. Fucking lie on my show if you have to.
No, and it's
closing out.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, closing out round one, I had the opportunity to see Romeo and Kyle Matthews, as I spoke of almost 2 years ago. What a tremendous match it was. This is probably the toughest match for me to call personally in the first round. Romeo's a former Heritage champion. Kyle Matthews has not captured the Heritage title in PWA. He has had his opportunities, whether it be against Jimmy Rave or against Romeo or against Cedric Alexander. I won't say he's come up short because Kyle Matthews has nothing to be ashamed of, but I'm going to pull an Eddie. I'll just reveal my pick Saturday in the Shooters Gallery. I need some more time on Romeo and Kyle Matthews.
Even gave it a stinger on there.
I'm going to say 60-40 Kyle.
I'm inclined to agree. 60-40 Kyle over Romeo, but there's an upset to be there. Would it really be an upset if a former Heritage champion defeated someone who has not made it to that pinnacle yet?
And I've got to ask this, and even though I'm the guest, my apologies, I can't help it because this is something that's been on my mind since Eddie texted me and said, "Can you come on?" I wanted to get Angie, Wick, Eddie, all of you, because I don't know, we may not all be together Saturday for the Shooters Gallery. Knowing what is in the first round, and some of those could be considered dream matchups, knowing the way the brackets are laid out, whether it be quarterfinal, semifinal, or final, what is one matchup based on advancement through the rounds, no matter where it may be, that would be a dream matchup for you? Even if it was in the next round of the quarters, or if it didn't happen to the semis or the final, what would be your personal dream matchup out of the 17 competitors in the field?
Oh, y'all know mine. Look at Brendan fucking made mine, but AJ Still and Tyson Dean.
Damn it.
Mine.
That's one of mine.
Yeah,
and that would be a final, by the way. So.
Yeah. Either of those, I would say, or put Jimmy Rave in there. Any of those three guys, like those. Yeah.
In other words, she can't pick.
I cannot pick. Yeah, those like.
I'm very biased, so no offense to everybody, but come on, get fucking real. Yeah, I would love to see that.
Oh, absolutely.
When those two tagged together, I looked at Shane. I was like, "Thank you."
Yeah. They were amazing together as well.
Yes, they were.
Their chemistry is fantastic.
I have two.
Eddie?
I have two. One of them just got popped. AJ Steele and Tyson Dean. I think that would be a hell of a match. But there's one other that pops right out at me, and it's in the top left bracket and the bottom right bracket. I think a dream match. Now, this has been seen by a number of fans around the southeastern U.S., but I think if you add the Heritage title to the mix, it exponentially increases in value. The crown jewel, Jimmy Rave, and the best technical wrestler, Kyle Matthews, 1-on-1 with the gold on the line. Damn.
That's a great one.
That is a really good one.
Because
the last time I met all those guys, they were, is it a 4-way, 3-way, 4-way? It was at Peachstate. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Amazing match. So that's a great one.
Just make sure Kyle keeps his pants up.
Well, intact is actually better.
Yeah, I know. I was being facetious on that.
Yes, sir.
Well, Shane, let's ask you the same thing. What would be your dream match out of all this?
Just like my tag team partner, Eddie Layne, I actually have two. One would be in the quarterfinals, if this were to happen, and that would be CB Suave and Jimmy Rave. I see upset potential in CB Suave, but I see a guy in Jimmy Rave that if he advances against Drew Adler, those two have not had a singles encounter to my knowledge, but I see two guys that can go. Personally, that'd be one I'd like to see. And then even if that happened, somebody's still got to make, they would be in the semifinals. They're guaranteed nothing from that point on. Another one I'd like to see, and this is in regards to our wild card, Simon Sermon. I'd like to see him have to face, this would only happen, I guess, in the quarters if Friday and Sal Renaro were gone. And hopefully that doesn't happen because it could just as easily happen with Tyson Dean and P-Dog. But I would like to see Simon Sermon have to face the winner of Jeter and AJ Steele.
Ooh, nice.
I mean, in a crazy world, I mean, Spectre and Butcher, let's say there's a double counter or whatnot. Simon Sermon would face the winner of Tommy Too Much and Kevin Blue, and I spoke of it earlier. That Tommy Too Much versus Simon Sermon, who knows, man, what could happen in that. And I guess I'm rambling here, but I've got a fourth. I'll just say a fourth dream match. I would like to see Sal Renaro and Kyle Matthews.
That'd be good.
Well.
That'd be damn good.
Kyle, everybody knows Kyle and Sal, man. Those guys can really, really go. Like, those guys, once they go, they go.
I got a weird question.
If you said 4 matches, now the damn one was AJ and Tyson. I am upset with you, Shane Noles.
I have a weird
I
question.
did say the winner of AJ Steele and Jeter if they face Simon. I'm sorry, sir. I did throw AJ in one.
Yes, thank you. I do appreciate that. But still, though, Tyson and AJ Steele, though, that motherfucker right there, I'm telling you, you drop that on national TV, people are stopping and being like, what?
Hey, put this one, smoke this one for a second.
Okay.
Where's it from?
Jimmy Rave, Tyson Dean, Simon Sermon, triple threat for the title.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the catch. We spoke of dream matchups. If there's no double count out, no double DQ for those listening, or there's no match that ends in a time limit draw, Simon Sermon automatically advances to the final, which would, for all intents and purposes, would be a triple threat match.
I'll have my bracket ready to go Saturday.
I'm sold.
I'll have my bracket ready to go Saturday, but I think I just called the final.
Okay, so now that we've covered all that is wrestling, let's get nerdy really quick before we wrap it.
Do me a favor before you do. I told you I'd tell you about this one on air, so let me go and steal it for a hot second. It has been announced from World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, that on Saturday, March 12th, exclusively on the WWE Network, WWE presents Roadblock. It is a live event on the network and a match that has already been announced. If you watched Monday Night Raw, and even if you didn't, go to the website. For the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, the champion, the King of Kings, Triple H, will defend, and I'm not going to use the Michael Cole nickname. I will say he's defending against the chairman of the board, the CEO, the president of the Ambrose Asylum, Dean Ambrose. More matches will be added later, but I want to bounce this one off of you. Knowing that this is a roadblock on the road to WrestleMania, if this were at any other time of the year after Mania, what are the odds that Ambrose would get the title? Knowing that, and part two of the question, knowing that this is on the road to WrestleMania, and if you remember the response from the Royal Rumble when it came down to Hunter and Ambrose as the last two men, do you think for one split second that they would totally screw everybody up and put the belt on Ambrose? Wick?
No. I would like for them to. I don't see them doing it, not when they have all this house of cards already built up. I don't see them pulling out a single card in this house of cards. And if they do, fantastic. I hope it stays up. But if it was after WrestleMania, I could definitely see it happening. But winning it off Triple H, maybe, maybe not. Shane?
I'm going to speak as a fan here. And this has been my stance on Dean Ambrose, and it's getting stronger. Dean Ambrose is not my favorite in the WWE. However, I respect Dean Ambrose. And from a fan's point of view, I am getting frustrated at the buildup of Ambrose, but never to get the big one. And I know that's the story, but what I look at, Dusty Rhodes chased that NWA title for a solid fucking year from Ric Flair. He got his moment. He won the belt. The son of a plumber. This is for all of you with a dream. The fans in the ring. Did Ric Flair get the belt back in Dusty's chasing again? Of course he did. But fans knew Dusty could win. He had his moment. Same thing with Tommy Rich. Take a lick and keep on ticking. Got his moment against Harley Race. That bought Tommy Rich a lot of time that he could do it again. I'm just afraid with the Rumble, afraid with Reigns, with Lesnar, now Triple H. At this point, if Ambrose does not win at Roadblock, how could you be invested again? Because you've made this guy the lunatic fringe. Okay, he tells Lesnar to take him to Suplex City. He does so. He's badly injured. He's still laying down, face down, ass up, saying, "Thank you, Hunter." Gets the crap beat out of him again. If that's not the payoff for Dean Ambrose to finally win the big one, I just don't know how much longer you can stay invested as a fan that Dean's going to get it done. Now, for his chances, I'm telling you, I would love to see a wrinkle thrown and him win that belt from Triple H at Roadblock to solve that issue I spoke of. And two, dear God, if they actually thought outside the box on this, I thought it would be Reigns and Ambrose at Mania. What if there was a title rematch on Raw and the belt changed hands back to Triple H? They still gave Ambrose his moment. They threw a curveball in the House of Cards. As far as Wick said, they didn't tear it down. They just did a little bit of plumbing, a little interior and exterior work on it. But they still threw us something that doesn't seem chalk, so to speak.
Angie?
She's actually in there cooking some French toast.
Damn.
So,
where's mine?
I will just for her, though. She is a Dean Ambrose fan, and I also think that she doesn't think that they would exchange titles. But I'm not speaking for her, so that 5 seconds didn't exist.
We'll tell that to the 260 imaginary listeners right now.
Well, I will say
I'm curious to know, I'm sorry, sir.
No, I was going to say this, so I'm glad that they're doing this on the WWE Network, because this is one of those things that you can do something like this, and if they do change a title, holy crap, an exclusive. It's like an in your house. Yes, sir, Mr. Noles.
I was going to say, like a Tuesday in Texas, if you remember that random pay-per-view that took place in 1991. This is that perfect opportunity. What I was going to say, I was just curious to bounce this off both of you. Your thoughts on my perspective as far as what I was saying with Dean Ambrose, the start-stop, giving him the final and the Rumble, giving him all these opportunities and never cashing it in. Are you afraid they may lose that momentum, that steam? Because let's be honest, Dean Ambrose has the steam from the crowd that they want Roman Reigns to have. It's just too bad Ambrose is not the challenger at Mania.
this is one of those Tommy Dreamer things, thank you, sir, may I have another? If the fans are emotionally invested in someone, you can get away with that. But I don't know about him winning the title and then dropping it the next day, because then it kind of lessens his title. I think that he has earned the right that if he's going to get the title, to give him the ball and let him run with it. But it's the WWE. They can always convince you that it's not happening or that it didn't happen and give him a title or give him the title later on down the road. But right now, just one of those things that he could win it, he could not win it. So we'll just wait and see. Roadblock.
To argue my thoughts on that, with the way Daniel Bryan won his first title at SummerSlam, it was taken from him that very night. But I think he started to see the momentum get behind Daniel Bryan. They knew he'd had his moment. He was robbed. I could see a similar situation with Dean Ambrose. If they knew he had crossed the finish line once, they would love to see him do it again.
It would be the biggest motivator for people to be pissed off if it happens that Saturday on the network. Not on traditional pay-per-view for $49.99, $54.99, or whatever the hell it cost is, but on the network for $9.99. All these people, oh man, they're never going to do anything on the network. They're going to run all the old stuff. They're going to run NXT. But everybody on NXT is going to be on the show in the next year. Look, diptards, understand something. What's happening right now at NXT, whether it's the weekly program or the arrival shows, takeovers, you don't want to miss these. Because the action for $10 freaking a month? Come on. If you have a decent internet connection and can get the network, get the damn network. I've had it for a while. I've never canceled my subscription, no matter how pissed off I've gotten about a finish or a show, because I know that there's a lot on the network. And they keep adding to the library every month. If they have a title change on Saturday, March 12 at Roadblock, and Ambrose starts out Monday Night Raw with the championship walking out to the ring, you know how many people are going to be pissed to high hell that they didn't spend the $10 on the network? Look, smokers in the audience right now, you're going to spend $10 on 2 packs of cigarettes. You go to a bar, you're going to spend $10 on 2 to 3 beers, or 1.5, or maybe 1.25 Crown 7s. You take your worst vice. Okay, worst legal vice, that is. And so I know how much the weed costs. Leave me alone. It's not that much. I have friends in low places. I'm willing to bet right now that just to piss everybody off, Hunter would put it in check, and they would do the Dusty. How many times have they borrowed the Dusty finish over the last year? Or a Dustyism? Or a storyline around Rhodes? Or Tommy Rich? Not Tommy Rich, sorry about that, kids. I'm willing to sit here and say right now, 11:01 p.m. Central Standard Time on March 2nd, there is a 60% chance in my eyes that they will put the belt on Dean Ambrose just to piss everybody off who doesn't have the network or who canceled their network after Fastlane or after the Rumble because their little feelings got hurt because something didn't go the way they wanted it. It's pro wrestling, kids. Not everything's going to be the way you want it. The babyface doesn't always win, and remember, even Superman dies once. They could have the title change Saturday, March 12th, and I will be the first one to sit back and say, oh, hell yeah. Wick?
Is it safe to come out now?
Oh, yeah. Been safe.
Okay. Pre-sales for Batman v Superman, $125 million. What the fuck?
Is that all?
Eddie, are you going to go see this opening weekend?
I'll see it the week after opening weekend. I'll be able to go Monday after it opens, and I'll watch it that afternoon.
Shane, are you going to go see this opening weekend?
Are we still 3 weeks away or 2 weeks away?
3. 2 weeks away from Daredevil, 3 weeks from Batman v Superman.
Yeah, because Batman v Superman opens on the 25th, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. We're busy that weekend.
I think I would probably try to catch it on a Thursday opening night screening, if they do that. If I'm not able to catch it on the Thursday evening, I'll probably have to wait till the week after.
I can't believe that it's doing so well already. I mean, that's just pre-sales. We've still got some time to go for pre-sales on that. Let me ask you this, Eddie, are you going to go see Civil War opening weekend?
The Monday after it opens, yes.
Shane, are you going to go see Civil War opening weekend?
Yes, sir, probably so. And I wanted to say on the Batman Superman, I've been a big advocate of this since they announced the release date in March. Kudos to them, because I'm afraid, I think sometimes too, not that Batman Superman wouldn't do good if it opened July 4th weekend in June, August, etc., anytime. But I think summer movie season, so many movies get lost in the shuffle.
Yes.
Certainly Batman Superman would not have that happen, but you're opening in March. You have that slate of the big mega event all to yourself, whereas in the summer we're constantly looking for the next, okay, we've seen The Hangover Part 2, what's coming next? Oh, it's going to be a new Harry Potter. No, Batman Superman has that all to its own in March. It allows the time to grow, which was part of the reason I enjoyed the new Star Wars opening around Christmas time as opposed to the summer. It had its own spot.
Well, you know they're not going to touch the month of May. The month of May belongs to Marvel for their blockbuster. Because remember, A1 came out May of that year. A2, Ultron, came out May of that year. Captain America Civil War comes out May of this year. May belongs to Marvel. As
they were going to put Batman v Superman against, it was actually the same day.
Suicide. Suicide.
Oh yeah, they blinked, which we knew they would. But I know the Civil War storyline. I know they're going to alter it a bit.
Shit, a little?
You're not going to fucking keep me from fucking seeing Civil War opening weekend. Batman v Superman, whatever, kind of. No, not really. No. Fuck that. Unless I am dead, I'm amputated, I'm fucking seeing Civil War opening weekend. Believe that shit. That's going to be something all its own. And I have an inkling of how it's going to end. But I don't give two shits. It's still Civil War.
I have to say, you said the word suicide. I am excited for Suicide Squad for 4 words. Margot Robbie, Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
No, not only that. Captain Boomerang is actually cool. Captain Boomerang looks cool for once.
I'm excited. I mean, I hate that Heath Ledger is gone, as we all do, but if I had to pick a working actor that I know of to play the part of the psychopath, the Joker, Jared Leto fits the bill.
But this is the first incarnation of a psychopathic, this chaotic, evil Joker that we've seen. Like on the movies, on cinemas anyways, on the big screen. Because think about it. The Jack Nicholson Joker was kind of, hee hee ha ha, ooh, I'm going to burn you with a buzzer, I'm just going to poison the water system. Then you had Heath Ledger's Joker, which was
emo.
What's my origin? Did my parents do this to me? Was it something else? I think he was ex-military, is what it seemed by what he knew. He was very calculated. He had all his stuff on that. This version of the Joker looks like the Joker that would just fucking gun down everything moving, would take somebody and torture them, of course, which we've seen in the trailers that he does do, And having metal teeth, which I'm pretty sure Batman has knocked out and he got replaced with metal teeth. I'm really digging this, and this may be the first time and maybe the only time, unless they continue on with this version of the Joker, which I hope they do, and the Ben Affleck Batman. This is going to be awesome. We're in for a wild ride.
I got to argue.
Go for it.
Nicholson Joker was calculating. He was sadistic, but he was also, and I have to use this term, batshit crazy and funny as hell. Jack Nicholson took what was given to him, and you could tell that it was dry. But they did one thing. They gave it to Jack. You can't ever discount the timeline of the Michael Keaton Batman movie with Nicholson as the Joker. I will never sit back and go, look, I am a huge fan of the Batman series, the original with Adam West and Burt Ward. Cesar Romero was brilliant in his portrayal on that television show for what it was. It was campy, it was cheesy, it was supposed to be funny, it was all ages, it was family entertainment. Cesar Romero was an excellent Joker for that time period and that show. In the Jack Nicholson Joker role, you can never take anything away from the way Jack portrayed that character. Ledger, I'll never take anything away from that character, but I felt that it was too emo, but I felt that Heath Ledger took that and made it his own. I'm actually amped to see what they're going to do. You know that everybody's going to, miss Heath Ledger. I'm sorry, I miss him too. He was a good actor, and he was a damn good Joker. And I hate to sound cold about it, and I really don't mean to. But for those who are going to watch this movie, please give him a chance. Fair, unbiased, clean start. Give it a chance. Okay.
Really quick, I want to get you guys. Go ahead, Shane.
Yeah, I was just going to say real quick on Jared Leto, for those that may not be familiar with his work, I know you two are, but after the commitment to character I saw in the Dallas Buyers Club, where he was playing a cross-dresser, got down to right at 110 pounds, a man that was dying of AIDS, I have no doubt that he will pour himself emotionally, physically, mentally into this role of the Joker, and that's why I'm looking forward to it.
His work is absolutely amazing, but I want to get you guys' thoughts on something before we head out. Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War for Marvel, Part 1 and Part 2, it has been confirmed that there are 67 characters going to be in this movie, Part 1 and Part 2. Your thoughts on such a massive scale when we're pretty much, or I am pretty much, shitting on Batman v Superman for having such a watered down cast of characters. I'm saying that they're having to introduce all these people all at once. They can get standalones. These are all of these people. 67 characters in one movie. Your thoughts, Eddie?
I'm going to let Shane go first because I'm going to go long for him.
I was going to say the first thing that comes to mind is the song from the Dave Matthews Band, Too Much. If you've got 67 characters, and we'll just say this movie is not going to be a miniseries that spans 4.5 hours, I'm sure they're going to try to run in the time frame of 120 minutes to 180 minutes, somewhere between 2 and 3 hours. I just don't see how that screen time viable. I mean, it'd be hard if that was half, if that was 33 or 34 characters, let alone 67. It reminds me of the WCW pay-per-view World War III, Action in 3 Rings. That's just, if somebody's going to get lost in the shuffle, if not 24 of those characters, because, I mean, right there we spoke of Suicide Squad. How many in that? I'm just going to say between 6 to 12. We know we talked about Harley Quinn, Joker, some that are going to stand out. Are you really going to be able to pinpoint 67 different performances without somebody feeling like background filler material?
Now, they will have about 5 hours plus for this. This will be divided up over 2 movies.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
But still, we haven't even seen some of the characters that are going to be in this.
And some of them are going to be introduced in the next couple of years.
Yes, sir. They sure are.
That's my point. It is referred to as the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We are building toward the ultimate showdown, the Infinity War. You've had 13 movies come out so far. Deadpool's not one of them. That's not part of the real MCU. That's not part of this timeline. He could be down the road. You never know. As it stands, with the addition of the new characters that are coming on board for this movie, for Civil War, which in my book should be a 2-part, legit, because Civil War you just can't cram into 2.5 hours. That was a storyline that encompassed how many books over how long of a period of time, and you're trying to do 2.5 hours. That's like a showdown at the OK Corral, kids. But everything is continuing to build. They have so many different directions from which they can go. So many different stars in the Marvel galaxy, to use that. To incorporate them into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, little by little trickling them in to where we get down to the big 2-movie showdown. If they do this right, now I have to go ahead and concur. There are some, and let's put this in as we would talk about pro wrestlers and athletes and stars. You have some that are top tier stars, top tier athletes, top tier characters. Then you do have genuine second tier and third tier. It exists. It's not a slight. It's not an insult. I'm not punching and taking a jab at somebody or anybody. It's the truth. There are some characters that will get more camera time than others. Why? Because they may not be as well known and the character may not be as cultivated in the books, much less for the movie. I'm really, at this point, praying that I'm still on this planet to see what happens with the Infinity War. I'm appreciative of everything that has been put into place so far in the first 13 by the MCU. I got high hopes for Captain America, and yes, I got very high expectations for Civil War. There's that word I hate to use. But the thing about it is, every time I've gone in with expectations, they've been met and surpassed. Except Iron Man 3, I had to go back and check myself and watch it again, and then I found out it was actually a good movie. So, I'm thinking that if anybody can pull this off, kids, the way that Marvel's been building, they're not building an apartment complex. They're not building an office building. They're building a complex skyscraper. And they got the real estate to do it.
Shane Noles, how can everyone get in touch with you, sir?
My email personal is shaneknowles@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook, shoot me a line. Also, just a reminder, everything we've spoken about, the quest to be the best, PWA Heritage Title Tournament gets underway this Saturday, March 5th. For information about the brackets, the matches itself, the event, future upcoming attractions, go over to www.peachstatewrestlingalliance.com. Check out DVDs of past events. Also, you can email us at pwafanbase@yahoo.com for questions, concerns, complaints, gripes, grievances. Also, you can find us on Twitter at TheRealPWA. We're also now on Instagram, Peachstate Wrestling Alliance.
Eddie, how can everyone get in touch with you, and what does this great radio station have upcoming?
Well, let me go ahead and run it down. Live programming will resume tomorrow, Thursday, March 3rd. Corner to Corner kicks off at 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Central Time. Saturday, March 5th, the Shooters Gallery. Yours truly, Shane Noles. And we may have some surprises coming your way as we're all getting ready for the quest to be the best. And matter of fact, folks, all four of us will be there this Saturday in Carrollton, as if you haven't figured that out by now. Yeah. From there, the Midnight Black Mass is still on hiatus after the injuries to Reverend Dan Wilson at the hands of the White Rose up at Empire Wrestling. I am setting up an exclusive interview with the good Reverend that will be taking place in the next couple of weeks. We'll probably do it on Back to Basics in the very near future. BR Live will not go at its regular time slot on the 6th. We will be going immediately following Atlanta AWE's Almost Famous from the famous pub on North Druid Hills Road in Atlanta, Georgia. Back to Basics, March 8th, ready to roll, 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central. And of course, 1 week from tonight on March 9th, the To Be Determined show returns, 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central. Keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com as well as ProWrestlingRadio.net. You can find us at Beyond Ringside on Twitter, Facebook.com/BeyondRingside Live. And for me personally, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody this Friday at Buffalo Wild Wings, Saturday at Peachstate Wrestling Alliance, and Sunday at AWE. Find me at Fast Eddie Layne, LAYNE.com.
I am the Wicked Nemesis. You can find me at Wicked Nemesis on Twitter, Enoch Tsarion on Facebook, the Wicked Nemesis, Lucky Charms, the Merchants of Death, the Sevenfold Saints, and the To Be Determined Show all have Facebook fan pages. Give us a like and a share if you want to. If not, we completely understand. We're not everyone's cup of tea, because not everyone's cup of tea has dicks in them. This Saturday, Peachstate Wrestling Alliance, VFW Fairgrounds. Check us out. What?
I said, damn.
Oh, VFW Fairgrounds. Peachstate always killing it. Come and check us out. For Fast Eddie Layne.
It's been fun. I had a great time tonight. Wick, Angie, Shane, thank y'all for putting up with me and my long-winded happy ass.
For Shane Noles.
Out of all my appearances on the To Be Determined show, this was one of them. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, get a contact with the video. I am the Oracle of Ominous, the architect of Elect, the Wicked Nemesis. She is Angie Nemesis. Good night. Good luck. Leave your week to be determined. Don't be a maybe. Be a definite. Forever forward. The Merchants of Death.